Oh. I feel like Price is Right. All right. So the reason I brought this out, because I've watched as people are living in desperation, they tend to gravitate to one extreme or another. I mean, not me, other people. All right, you got it. Okay, one is, I call it the activist. Anybody known that? The activist? The activist is the person who comes back from a conference, they're like, I am totally different and you need to accept it and I'm completely changed and I'm going to be different and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do. And about a week later, no? Anybody? No? All right. The other is, I call it the pacifist. Pacifist. The pacifist, the person who is passive. Not just the passivist, right? The passivist is the one who goes, God, you know where I live. Anybody here received a prophetic word of your life that was so out of keeping with who you are, but it really struck your heart, and you just didn't even know what to do or where to start? And you're just like, okay, you know where I live. No? Okay. You heard the word that you have been transformed, set free by the blood of the Lamb, and yet you have a history of brokenness and sin. Where do I start? And in between the pacifist and the activist, we all tend to move there, but how do you not end up leaning to one to the other? And so there's another group that says, I call it Stoicism. Do you guys know what Stoicism is? It worships the golden mean. Stand right in the middle. The problem with this is, let me give you an example. Ever tried to balance a bicycle? Okay, do not try this at home. I am a professional. Not bike rider, but I'm a professional at something. Screw up? Okay, all right, I'm going to do this. All right, okay. Okay, wait. Ah! Right? Why is it hard for me to balance this bike? Because of... I said that I was going to be a clown. All right, no, but why is it hard for me to balance this bike? Because I'm not moving. The key to moving to the middle is movement. The key to moving to the middle, to moving into God's promises, is movement. And we're going to see that here today. Because what do the people of Jesus' hometown do? Do they move? They don't move, do they? Listen to this. This is probably the most terrifying verse in Scripture to me. Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own hometown, among his relatives, and in his own home. And he could not do any miracles there. Nothing at all. He was completely helpless. Anybody here, you're completely helpless because of the people you've been put with? No nudging. No nudging. No, I remember we had this problem in Russia. I was surrounded by a group of people who I was like having an offense at. Anybody? No? And I was surrounded by all these people, not at Masha. But I was offended. I was like, Lord, if you could just give me real people to work with, I could be awesome. And God goes, have you seen my disciples? The reality is, he sits there. He could do no miracles except do what? Lay his hands on a few sick people and heal them. Guys, I have great news. We're at the Nazareth level of miracles. He couldn't do any mighty miracles. What are those? It's the ones that blow your mind. But he could lay hands. See, Jesus only healed who? Those who came. Those who asked. What were these people asking? No. They're like, you know my address. You know my problem. Show off. The reality, were they desperate? No, they were satisfied. Let me tell you, it's desperation that allows God to move, but it's satisfaction that pushes him out. See, let me tell you, Jesus could still walk in his destiny even though they rejected him. Why? Because a few people got it. Because he knew who he was, and a few people were willing to risk it, get over their offense, and find what they were looking for in the least likely place.